Sable is an exploration company, and this, you can see our objective is to create value to shareholder by having by discovering big ore deposits. And our business model is basically, we are explorers, we want to discover deposits, and then we want to find deposits that are big enough to attract buyers that are the major companies of the world. The Tecominco, the BHP, the South 32, those big ones. So we need to focus then, our exploration is very important, that one. We only focus in mineral systems that has the potential to contain tier 1 type of deposit or world-class deposits. Those type of deposits in the part of the world where we work are called porphyry systems. Porphyry systems are deposits that are over 1 billion tons with of rock, mineralized rock. And those are very important because the part of the Andes where we work, those are the largest type of ore deposits there. And if we find one of those, this is exactly where we want to sell to a big company. Those type of deposits has valuation normally over $500 million or $1 billion. They normally have a mine life over 20 years. So that's the type of thing. We look for big systems to create value to shareholders. So we want to focus strongly on that. We have the money to do the work. We have in this moment, still have like $60 million in the bank. We have access to more money because we have one JV with a big, large base metal company, South 32, in one of the projects. So we have access in this moment to over more than $20 million to do the exploration work that we do. We have a team that has a lot of experience, including myself. I've been working in mineral exploration for over 35 years. Our team has participated in gold discoveries of over 59 million ounces of gold. I personally participated in the discovery of Colosa in Colombia that is over 30 million ounces. It's a porphyry system. I also participated in the discovery of Escondida East in Chile. That is a deposit over 1 billion tons, also a porphyry system. And we have an excellent team with the different levels of experience. And we also have an expertise, local expertise in the places where we work. And we are in pro-mining jurisdiction. We work in San Juan, Argentina. That was ranked as the best jurisdiction for mineral exploration for the Fraser Institute last year. So what you can see, this is our business model. Look for big things, have enough money to do it, have the expertise, and have the land where we can do the exploration. Sorry, I went back. This is our capital structure. We have around 286 million shares. Depending on the share price, our valuation is between 18 and 22 million Canadian, so like 14 million to 18 million dollar US. At the end of December, we have cash with 17 million dollars. In this moment, I think we have around 15.5 million dollars in cash. We also have money, like I say, from a JV that we have with a major company. And we own some NSRs, some royalties in some properties that are not in production, but they have already some mineral resources. 1% in Talisker Resource, 1% in TDG, and 2.5% in Cassia. So these NSRs, we will probably sell it within the next 12 or 24 months to get more cash and having the money to keep doing exploration. We have a very important, strong institutional shareholders. The largest shareholder is Osisko Gold Royalties. Merck has also a very good position, 7.7, Franklin Templeton 5.6, and Sprout Investment 3.4. So for a small company like us, we have big dreams, we have the experience, we have the capital, and we have very good shareholder base. Our share price, as you can see, is really, we basically our value as a company is almost the same as the same that we have in cash. 21 million between the NSRs and the cash that we have. We probably have more than 21 million in money.
So Ruben, just going back to that slide, 17 million in cash plus your royalties. If you were to sell those in the next 24 12 to 24 months, what kind of runway does that give you?
For exploration, because, for example, this year we're spending around $3 million of our money. Our budget this year is like a $10 million, but 7 million are coming from the JV partner that we have, and 3 million are coming from our money. So we will get at the end of the season, exploration season, we have like a 14 million in the bank. So you can see we can go for another 3 years probably with no need of capital raising, especially if we sell those royalties.
Great, thank you.
So the way that we do exploration now is we do it in a very systematic way. This is the way that big companies used to do exploration, and they were very successful. I worked for BHP for 13 years, the largest mining company in the world. And I worked also for AngloGold, one of the largest gold producers in the world, for 7 years. And we were very successful in finding Escondida, finding Escondida East, finding Colosa, finding some deposits in Peru. And the way that we did it is in this triangle basically show you that this systematic approach. And the bottom of the triangle, what we represent is that we have all the beginning of the work that we do, all the thinking, generating, go to places, get the land, pick the right place. And then after that, we start producing different, we call targets. Targets is this area, let's say like a 5 by 5 kilometer that have the geological characteristic to host the big ore deposits. And then we bring them to drilling. In the first phase of drilling, sometimes we have success, and we go to the second one to keep doing the exploration we need to do, or we drop the projects if the exploration hypothesis that we have doesn't work. And then sooner or later we have a discovery. We had in the past one discovery that was small, but you call Margarita. We discovered a deposit after $1.3 million of exploration. We decided it was going to be not big enough to create too much value for us. So we decided to sell it, and we sold the deposit for $7 million after spending 1.3. So hopefully one of these days, one of these projects like that, you can see Punta Cana, Gringa, Piros. We are drilling now Punta Cana and La Gringa, right now in the second round of drilling. And as long as the rig is drilling, we can jump to a discovery and completely change the current valuation of the company. We have a discovery. So what you can see, this systematic approach gives us quality because we can filter the best projects through the time. They give you multiple projects. That means that we have multiple opportunities to discover, because a lot of what happened in this business is that we will fail many times because that's the nature of the business. But working with quality that is filtering only the best projects and exploring multiple projects just increase our possibilities of success. So that's the way that we work. That's the way that big companies used to work. For different reasons, they don't do that. And then we as a junior company, we are taking this methodology and we are applying that. Where are we working? I just want to mention we have some properties in Mexico, but all the work that we are doing and drilling in this moment is in San Juan, Argentina. You can see here is Chile on the left side, the Pacific Ocean, and this is the province of San Juan right here. And we have 3 land packages that are very large. Fierro, that is only 120 kilometers south of the Filo del Sol. Filo, you probably know, is owned by Lundin Group. It's an exploration property. They discovered a porphyry system there, and being an exploration company, the value of this company is over $2.6 billion. $2.6 billion. We have a geology very similar in El Fierro, 120 kilometers to the south, and we are exploring that also, a porphyry system. We have 58,000 hectares there with multiple exploration targets. We have another early stage package that's 34,000 hectares, La Poncha, and one that's more advanced, where we are drilling right now 2 targets, is Don Julio. Right here, we have almost 70,000 hectares. And this land package is where South 32, which is one of the largest base metal companies in the world, with South 32 is a company with a market value over $10 billion. They are investing to get to 65%. They put all the money to do the exploration. We manage the exploration, and we charge 10% management fee. And we do all the work there. So I will show you a little bit of what we are doing in the Julio in this moment, because it's where we are drilling. So what we have is, like I mentioned, is a big land package, and this, here in this image is like a 10-kilometer by 12 kilometers. Every polygon that you see there in red or green is a porphyry system that we have identified. We have been working for 4 years, almost 5 now, and we are focused right here now in La Gringa. We are drilling there with 2 rigs. We also put in 1 hole here in Punta Cana. This is the second round of drilling. We already drilled one round of drilling that was very important for us, and it's worth it to come back and drill more. And so I'm going to show you a little bit about La Gringa, this big area here. This scale is this 2 kilometers there. And we're also preparing Fermin, this area here, for drilling for the next drill season, and also preparing Tocota for drilling for the next field season. So this is a very important land package that can produce a district scale, that means multiple deposits in the same area. So I'll show you a little bit about La Gringa. We are drilling in La Gringa right now. This is the valley of La Gringa, we call. We are finding a porphyry system now in this valley that goes for more than 2 kilometers, and is covered by thin gravels. And we have those 2 rigs drilling. You can see there, those 2 places. All this color that you see is the alteration produced by a very, very large mineral system. Like I mentioned, this is 2 kilometers long by 1 kilometer wide. You can see the valley here also. This is a map view of that valley. Is 1.5 kilometers in that direction, at least for 1 kilometer. The rigs that you saw there in the photos were one here, and the other one was there. And we got some initial results that are really getting really interesting. So just we drilled last year in May, we drilled the holes. For the first time, we discovered a porphyry system in this valley, almost 62 meters of 0.33% copper equivalent, 34.35 copper equivalent. This year, just 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, we put a press release with these values: 12 meters, 0.21, 20 or 0.32, 31.3% copper, 63 or 0.23. But very important, this one, the number 12. This is the first time that we hit this kind of high grade. 11 meters of 2.2% copper. That's high grade in copper. We hit also 13 meters of 1.3. That is also high grade in copper. And it's getting this project is really, that's the reason we have 2 rigs drilling right now, because it's growing into a very, very interesting system. It has the size, and also now we're getting the grade. We will be drilling here with the 2 rigs until the weather allows us to drill. So we will have a news coming probably every 2 or 3 weeks for the next 3 or 4 months out of this drilling.
Yeah, can you go back to that map, Ruben? If you can use your pointer, can you show where you're going to be drilling going forward?
Yeah, we are drilling. This is the hole that has these very nice values here.
Yeah.
Hole number 12, sorry, here, that one there. So we are drilling now one behind the hole to understand the geometry. Those are very, very high grade values for copper. No? So we hit it. It's covered by gravels. So we are drilling around to understand the shape of the mineralization there in 3D. We're also hitting a very nice visual mineralization, hole number 13. So the next hole that we're going to put is 1 rig is drilling right there now, and the other rig will come here and drill behind this hole. So we're going to drill around here. I will show you what we have there. We have a big electrical anomaly. It's called chargeability. That means there are a lot of sulfides, and sulfides are related to the copper and gold mineralization. That's the hole I mentioned, hole number 12, that has the good values, high grade. So we are now drilling around this red zone here, because we know that mineralization is associated to the margin of this chargeability anomaly. So that one is also looking good, and we're going to keep drilling around this area here. These are the way that the mineralization look like. You can see this is a very heavy sulfide mineralization there. This sample here has over 10% copper. And we have this breccia with a lot of copper minerals in the middle. These are more copper minerals there. And So this is what we're trying to test now. That we are hitting this IP anomaly in section. You can see that will be the section, and so this may be our discovery, but we need to drill more to really prove some the geometry of these high grade zones. We also mentioned we are drilling just 3 kilometers to the south of La Gringa. We have Punta Cana. La Gringa will be on the other side of the valley there, and this is Punta Cana, is 3 kilometers away. In the last season in May, we finished. We drilled this hole. We discovered this place in December of last year, and we came and put this hole, and we have a very good intersection. You have 192 meters of over 0.3 gram gold per ton equivalent, or 403 meters of almost 0.3 gram per ton gold. That's very good for a first hole drill. With the right mineralogy, you can see this bore 9 means a very good copper mineral and a lot of free gold in that drill hole. So now we are drilling this hole here in the middle of the anomaly. This is a magnetic anomaly. That's the rig drilling there. So we want to drill the hole to 700 meters and test the guts or the center of this magnetic anomaly. And hopefully the grade when we move in this direction will be higher. So this is also something is moving, and we will have results of this hole probably within the next 4 to 5 weeks. So this is what the two projects, the two targets that we are drilling in this property, La Gringa, like I mentioned, all paid by South 32. And we also preparing Fermin in the same area. It's like 3 kilometers to the west of Punta Cana. It's a very good mineral system. We're building the road right now and we're to be ready to drill next season in October. We will be drilling this target that also has a great potential. And all the way to the east, we have this other great property that is Tocota. Also, we are now preparing this for drilling for the next season. Very good copper values and gold values on the surface. And this is, by the way, this is an old volcano. This volcano was formed 8 million years ago and now partially eroded. And the mineralization is just in the center of this old volcano. So this is what we have in Don Julio. This is the most advanced project. And we also have other, like I mentioned, this is El Fierro, where we have been working here for 2 years. We discovered this 2.5 years ago. I was amazed that we were able to grab all this land with the right geology at only 120 kilometers south of Los Filos. That is the company that I told you owned by Lundin, that is over $2.6 billion value. So with this, what you see here is a big magnetic anomaly related to intrusive rocks that are related to copper and gold mineralization. We have been doing all the initial work to prepare this property to get it more advanced. You can see a nice photo of the alteration there. It's a big area, like a 3.5 kilometer by 2 kilometers. We put few holes, reconnaissance holes, from January to May of this year, and we got exactly what we were looking for. We found the copper and gold mineralization. You can see the rocks there, 30 meters of almost 0.45% copper equivalent. So this is exactly what we're looking. This is a new system that nobody explored before in the right jurisdiction, in the right mineral belt. And that we're doing more work now to prepare this target for the next phase of drilling. This is on 100% by Sable. We pay 100% for this investment.
Are you seeing any? I was just gonna say, are you seeing any similarities between, what you're seeing there versus what we saw at El Fierro? Excuse me, not El Fierro.
Yeah, the same thing. These rocks are, they want to foreign people tired of that, but those are porphyry style mineralization. And that's what I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation. We are focused on looking for porphyries because we know those are the ones that produce the monsters. This alteration here is 3 kilometers, 3.5 by almost 2 kilometers. And we just touching the ground. We just explore along this creek in this moment with those drill holes. And it's looking a lot like a Filo, it's looking like a Don Julio,
okay,
like Punta Cana, La Gringa. So we are in the right mineral system, and this is 20 million years old. And 20 million is a very important age in this part of the world because for some reason this age was very rich on copper and gold. all the volcanic rocks and intrusive rock at the edge are very favorable. So why Sable then in 2023? Why? Because we focus on big deposits, and if we find one of these big deposits, it can change completely the valuation of the company. And this graph you see here, in the what is every point that you see is a porphyry, some kind of porphyry system, a porphyry system in the world. And when you see in the horizontal axis is the millions of tons that contain one of those porphyries. For example, 100 million tons, 1 billion tons, 10 billion tons, 10 billion tons. And the vertical axis is copper. Copper grade vary between 0.5 and 1% normally. And the line that you see here means that every dot that is on the other side of this line, the combination of tonnage and grade, copper grade, means that there are more than 10 million tons of copper contained in that deposit. Anything beyond this red line here, that means there are more than 25 million tons of copper. 25 million tons of copper is a super giant, and is approximately what we are consuming as a human being per year, 25 million tons of copper. Copper every day is getting more scarce, more lower grade, and definitely has a great future, especially is combined with gold in the same system. So every dot is those stars that you see with different colors right there. They are plotting in here. All these deposits are big deposits in our neighborhood. So we are in an elephant country. We're hunting for elephant in an elephant country. So any of those places, Punta Cana, La Gringa, Fermín, Tocota, Fierro, all of those, one of those can be one of those dots that will be added to this graph. And if we do that, then we have a big win, because a company is only $20 million Canadian. We can have 10 times easy the valuation of bring the valuation of the company at least 10 times higher. So we not only focus for the right projects, but we have a pipeline of projects. There are multiple projects of high quality. We are drilling at least 2 of these targets every year, which is give us more opportunities to have success. And we have the money to do the job. And this moment I mentioned at the beginning, we have over access to more than $20 million Canadians. And this year we are only spending. Sable is spending only for $3.2 million of Sable money that will leave us at the end of the season with $14 million in the bank. And we are spending now more than $5 million US from the money from our shareholder, our JV partner, the South 32. So this is what Sable is. It's a company with great opportunities to find big deposits and to generate value for shareholders to mineral discoveries. I think that's the end. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ruben. We're going to open it up for questions now. If you have a question, type it into the Q&A or chat box. We'll make sure it gets answered. Obviously, you guys have a good relationship with South 32. You mentioned that they're a $10 billion market cap company. They're pretty big. Can you talk about the details of that agreement? What their investment level is, and for what percentage, and how much have they invested of that already?
Yeah, they can invest a minimum of $14 million US to get to 65%. That's a minimum. They can probably decide not to exercise the 65% and go to 20 or more than that, because they normally don't exercise until they feel that they have the discovery. So that's the deal, 65% with a minimum of 40 million US. And then they can get to 75% by finishing a PEA study. It's almost a pre-feasibility study.
Mm-hmm.
And then to give you an idea with these systems, why it's important to bring a partner like that. South 32 has the economic capacity to support all this exploration. When we do our strategy in this moment has been we discover this mineral system. We do enough work to make them attractive for a mayor. So a mayor can come in and then we spend $2 million, $3 million to make this property really attractive and show there is real potential. Then we bring a partner like South 32 that has the economic capacity to explore. Because we will need at least to get to discovery level, around 25 to 35 million dollars in this porphyry system. Just to get to the discovery level. In this moment, they spend around $10 million or $9 million so far. And if once we have the discovery, that we need to do now measure resources and do metallurgical work, these PEA studies are at least 80 to 120 million dollar investment. And so that's the reason we are happy we can keep 25% of a big $1 billion deposit at least. And then I think it's a very good strategy to this way that we do it. We create the dream, the properties, and then we bring the money from the mayors.
Are you looking for a partner at El Fierro?
Yes, we are. We are in conversation with 2, 3 companies in this moment, because I think with Fierro we brought it to the point that it's very attractive for a big company to come and be part of the exploration with us there.
So it'd be a relationship like you'd have with South 32, correct?
Yeah, correct. And now we are producing more targets. You just saw I mentioned the properties called Poncha with other properties, and then we are generating more targets. So that's what we do, and we increase these possibilities by having more targets, these big partners, and chasing these big systems.
Of the $14 million, how much is left for them to invest?
They invested so far $8.5 million.
Okay. Perfect. So there's probably roughly another $5.5 million.
And remember, this is a minimum, no?
Yeah.
They can keep going, they can spend more after that.
Yeah, for sure. What elevation are you operating at, and can you work all year round?
We are exploring most of these places, the Andes that we work, and everybody work, there's between 3,200 meters and 5,000 meters. And we don't work all year round. We stop for 3 months during the winter. Not because we cannot work, but it's too expensive to work during the winter. It's in terms of shovels and bulldozers. And also we produce so much information in the 9 months that we work in the field with drilling, that what we do is to bring all the data, all the drill core, we bring it to San Juan, to the capital of San Juan. We have a big place there, and we interpret the data, we review all the drill core. But it's very efficient. We do 9 months of work. And in field, in 3 months, we do a lot of thinking and interpretation and planning the next season.
So when is the actual end of the season?
End of May.
End of May, and then you start
in September and work all the way to the end of May.
Gotcha. So obviously the focus is never to go into production. It's to sell. Where do you have to be in terms of, how much more drilling do you have to be to get to a point where you look, interesting to a major who wants to come in and buy you out? Do you think it's another 2 years of drilling? You could hit a big hole on your next, drill program? How do you see it?
Normally, with big porphyry system, the people that understand porphyry right away, when you have a great hole. Using those holes, the people like Filo del Sol published, that is 1,000 meters of over 1% copper. Once you hit that, you are in the market. People will try to buy you out, because it's obvious you are now really working to a very large and rich system. And after that, maybe we need another 5 holes to show that the thing goes for 500 meters or 1 kilometer. So it's not like when you work in little veins that you need to drill 500,000 meters of drilling before somebody get excited about the company. No, you can do it with a few holes, and somebody will be buying the company or buying the project. But remember something, that we have this project in JV with the mayor. The most likely thing is that the mayor just come and buy the project from us, because they're already partners there.
Yeah, so it probably would make sense if you hit all the holes. I'm certain that South 32 has right of first refusal, correct?
Yes, they do, and so normally the way that people do this is many companies has this business model in the past for years and years. What they do is basically you spin out a new project, a new company with that project, and that project, the mayor buy that specific company. So, but we as a Sable, we keep going with our exploration in the other properties.
Yeah, absolutely. And are you looking to pick up any additional properties, or is the focus on what you have right now?
No, we are always looking for new properties in the right mineral belt. And also, I like to get very early on, so we don't pay. We stake our own ground, or we will do deals that are not very too expensive. So we don't have to spend our money by doing big payments in mineral properties.
What about are you dealing with any of the issues in Argentina, like the inflationary issues they have down there, like with the currency fluctuations? Has that affected you at all?
Not really, because there is the way the exchange work when we bring the dollars in is more the other way around. Is helping us to get more work capacity when we do the exchange in Argentina. So it's bringing dollar from outside is a big benefit for us.
And then in terms of permitting, you do that at the state level, correct?
Yeah, no, San Juan is one of the best places of the world. There is really no corruption, straightforward. The laws are very clear, the regulations. Argentina, the natural resources are owned and managed by the provinces. So they have their own Minister of Mining and Minister of Environment. They are very strict, but very, very efficient. And really, I think it's one of the best places, at least in the Americas, that I know in terms of efficiency and for permitting.
So in terms of getting permitting, are we talking like months, like a few months before you can get a permit, or is it
few months?
That's it?
Only a few months, yes.
Oh, that's great. Can you talk about your relationship with your institutional investors, namely Osisco? Like, how did they come to acquire the shares?
Osisco, when we initiated, we did a lot of. You can imagine we were doing target generation. It's very difficult to get finance when you are in that stage. We were not drilling. We were creating this big land package in the right places. And exploration takes the time to create in that triangle that I show you, create the basis of that triangle, this money. So Osisco was very good with us because Osisco Gold Royalty gave us $10.5 million Canadian right at the beginning, and cash to go and do the job. And the deal was that they retained 2% NSR in any discovery that we had in those properties that we acquired at that time. So that was very good. They gave us a lot of cash, plus the sale of Margarita that I mentioned, that discovery, they brought another $7 million to us. And Osisco, at the same time, with the same deal, they also bought 9% of the shares of Sable. So Osisco Royal has been a great partner for Sable.
Yeah, for sure. Why do you think there's such a disconnect between the share price, the market, value versus the true value of the company? Obviously, the stock down here at these levels, you said you're trading at almost 1x cash, and you've shown some pretty phenomenal drill results so far, especially with what you just reported at hole 12, on March 7th. Why do you think there's such a disconnect, Ruben?
I think it's because it's the type of explorers that we are. We look for these big mineral systems, and so we take a lot of chances to drill in below the cover so we don't produce news. We don't have these news flows that many junior companies have, and there are companies that work in places where the deposit is small, and you can focus right there, drill the same vein or the same 500-meter by 300-meter area, and then you can be producing always news. But we are in the search of these big deposits. So in many cases, I can put a hole, for example, repeat the hole there very close and get more news around, but it's not going to take us anywhere. So the reason I think is because people don't see us putting results and doing, the news don't come very often with this system. But the point I'll tell you something, when they come, normally with this system is the big news. No, it's not like the discovery can happen anytime. I think that's what happened to pass the message about exploring for these big deposits is more difficult than when you are drilling for a small system that you can be drilling and producing results very often.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I think too, when you look at the case of Philo, it was that one result that really pushed that stock higher, and that's how it usually comes. It usually comes with a big drill hole, and for a market cap, for our viewers, for a market cap of 15 million US, it's not really going to take a lot of. It's not going to take we can move the needle on this stock pretty quickly with a good with some good drill results. So just keep that in mind. When you're looking at the company as an investment, this is something where they're constantly drilling, and if they hit that big hole, it's a game changer for the company. You're talking about something, a stock going from a 15 million market cap to potentially a $200 million market cap that quickly. So it can definitely move the needle pretty quickly. So for 2023, I know you had that slide up. What can our viewers expect for just general news and drill results? I know that you're going to be reporting some drill results here coming up, but what about the rest of 2023? How do you see the news flow going in potential catalysts for re-rating?
La Gringa, where we have these 2 rigs drilling right now, and we have serious reason to believe that the system is really getting all the right elements probably for a discovery. So we're going to get news from La Gringa because the rigs are going to be turning, and we will have results from the lab for the next 3 or 4 months. We will be having every 2 or 3 weeks. We're going to get results out. So then hopefully not just results, but a real discovery. That's all about it. And we also have the one that I showed you in Punta Cana. We are drilling at the top of the mountain in that red thing that was the MAC anomaly, where we in the past we drilled 400 meters of 0.3 grams per ton gold. So we can get 1 gram in the next hole. That is a discovery that can be something that completely change the company also. So those 2 are the main and more advanced during this season. Then when we come back in September to December, we will probably keep drilling at La Gringa at least because it's looking good. And we're going to start drilling in the other 2 areas that I showed you, West Tocota and Fermín. Also, probably by that time, we probably will have the JV done for El Fierro with another major company. That's going to be also good news to shareholders. Can not only be getting access to the chance of discovery in Julio with us, but also having chances of discovery in El Fierro. So there's a lot of things going, and all say the big picture things, the big chances.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see any more questions in queue. I think we're going to leave it there for today. Ruben, I want to thank you for coming on. I just want to leave our viewers with, just to let there's going to be news flow, there's going to be drill results, and we feel that this company is sitting on a property that has the potential to be world-class and have that big drill result that could be a game changer for the company. We really believe that. And if you look at the stock at these levels, we feel it's very inexpensive. Like Ruben mentioned earlier, trading at roughly 1 times cash. So there's definitely plenty of upside should the company hit. And we know that the demand for copper is going to be robust, going forward for a long time. Ruben, I appreciate you coming on today and getting our viewers up to speed on Sable. Obviously, an exciting time for the company. Before we wrap up, I'd like to give you an opportunity for some parting words for our guests.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. It's definitely being in copper and gold in these days is good. Being in one of the mineral province with the largest copper and gold deposits in the world is very good. Having projects so well advanced and the money to do the job and is adding a lot. And I think the company is in the great position in this moment to really get to have the big jump and have a discovery.
Mm-hmm.
And at this valuation, I really invite the participants today to be part of the shareholder of Sable, because I think we will have a great opportunity to make this a really good business for us. So thank you very much for being here today in this presentation.
Yeah, and the stock is trading at near a low right now, and we think that there's, like I said, plenty of value down at these levels when you look at what the company has on tap for 2023 and beyond. It's a very well-run company. They do a great job with their cash. Ruben's one of the most respected geologists out there, and so to have a company like this, trading at roughly 5 cents on the U.S. exchange, we think is really just a great opportunity if you have a long-term positive view of copper. So that's why we really like the story. In the meantime, you can get additional information on Sable Resources at the company's comprehensive website, sableresources.com, including info on the company's current projects and latest press releases.